What is going on, everyone? Happy Monday, and welcome back to another edition of our stay-at-home open mic. This is our Monday night online open mic where beautiful people get to join us from the comfort of their own homes. We've been doing this since April of 2020 when there was a need for it, and obviously there's still a need for it because people want to hang out on Monday nights, and that's the case. My name is Richie David Marrufo. I'll be your host and MC tonight. I do want to give a shout out to Kit Ren for holding down the fort last Monday. If you guys missed that episode, you can go back and watch it in the archives, videos on demand on YouTube. Anyway, shout out for those of you who are waiting around for us to start. Welcome, welcome. I know we are on upon a new semester here at in El Paso with UTEP and EPCC. So I don't know if there's any students tuning in just yet, but if you are, let us know you're here. Say hello in the chat. This is an open mic based out of El Paso, Texas. We're in the U.S. Mexico border in the Southwest, and yeah, we have shows all around the region, including El Paso, Las Cruces. If we can find some in the Ranchos and Juarez, I'd be down for that. Socorro hit me up. The city of Socorro wants to do an open mic, so we'll see. It's also an issue of like manpower and will and free time, which is sometimes a battle I'm fighting constantly. But anyway, we're here on Mondays, and I like these because I just get to hang out on my couch and see people do their thing. Like any other open mic, people can sign up and share their poetry, their prose, their original pieces, cover pieces, as well as musicians. So if you're a singer-songwriter, if you're a musician, if you sing, if you rap, if you beatbox, come on through. The water's fine. We do have a pretty nice list today, so I'm going to be brief in this intro, but I do just want to mention really quick, if you are in the El Paso region, this week we do have a couple shows that you can check out with us. Tuesday, as always, we will be downtown. In particular, this show is going to be our verse and harmony open mic. So that's open mic for poetry and music at Rosewood Bar, and that one's a little bit more chill. It's more loungy. We've been cultivating a pretty decent crowd this summer, so hopefully that kind of continues. But with school starting up again, we'll see. Tomorrow is the test. Thursday, we will also be at Old Sheepdog Brewery in South Central El Paso. Those are the homies right there. I really love the people that we work with, including Gus and his family there. They're awesome. And of course, kind of what we've been doing is Kit, our awesome host, Kit, is going to be hosting that night. So if you want to catch him hosting in person, that's always a fun one. And that's also a little bit of an earlier one for those of you who don't like the late shows, because that tends to happen. Sign up starts at 7 for that one, and then we try and start around 8:20 or so, depending on the crowd. Anyway, those are quick announcements. If you guys want to join us for any future episodes, my recommendation is to follow our link tree. In our link tree, you can actually subscribe using your phone number or email. And anytime I upload or set up the sign up sheet for these mics, that's the first place it goes. The second place it goes is on YouTube. I make a YouTube channel, a video preset, the one you're watching right now. And then when I get around to it, it's Facebook. And sometimes life gets in the way that I forget. But thanks to Mike Sindler and other people, they remind me. So thanks for keeping. It was a little late today, but anyway, we're here. Um, what else can I say? If you are watching, if you are part of our YouTube audience, we can't see you. We don't know you're there. One of the coolest things is when you let us know you're here. So say hi in the chat, let us know what's up. Say your name so I can give you a shout out where you're listening in from. Most of the time it's El Paso, but I remember when we first started, we had people tuning in from like all over, and that was super fun. So I'll make sure to give you guys shout outs throughout the night if you guys are there. But without further ado, let's go and kick this thing off. So performers, as always, if you want to share any news or information before or after you perform, please do so. If you forget, I'll probably remind you. That's just kind of where people can follow and support your work. If you upload stuff, content, a lot of you guys are doing really cool stuff over the years. I've come to see that and a lot what you guys are doing. And I know a lot of you guys also are part of your own projects and then participate in others. So definitely feel free to promote that because this is our cool little corner of the internet. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and kick things off in Denver. where we got the beat poet laureate of Colorado. He's also just a cool dude. Right now, he's got a little vegetable scent uh, going through his place. So we can't have an open mic without a mic who is open with his words. That's right. Mike Sindler, everyone, go and take it away when you're ready. Happy Monday, man.
Yeah, happy Monday to you. And it is always great to be back. Good to be here with all the regulars who I see all the time and some of our very hardcore, longtime people who don't stop by as often anymore, but we sure love it when they do. And to new people who are here, this room never fails to be a great place. Another great place is lighthousewriters.org, which is a wonderful organization that has all kinds of classes and workshops and events and things, community building things as well for writers of all different genres and levels and whatever. I'm getting looking forward to my second week of a 8-week class with Susie Q. Smith. First class was just absolutely wonderful. Um, so, and I just want to say, really appreciate all you people who are either live or come later and look at stuff on YouTube. And I just was thinking of summer. Uh, we've been loving summer and we've been bitching about summer and all this, and all of a sudden it just really feels like, oh my God, summer's coming to an end. Really, really better appreciate it. So I thought I'd just write some or recite some summer poems that I've written over the years. This first one's a garden tonka. Inevitable beetles feast on rose blossoms. All beauty decays. Earth prepares for seasons change. Green leaves tinge red and yellow. Hollyhocks bending, breaking under their own weight. And another sort of gardeny one. This is called Slumber. Slumber of the earth, the garden dreams of water. Seeds shaped like raindrops lie in blankets of sweet loam. At dawn, they feast on compost. And this one is one of my very earliest poems. I wrote this way back in 1974. Um, so forgive it. It's called Watermelon Summer. Watermelons eaten on blue heat afternoons of pine sap summers that melted away with the thick pink sweetness. Both now are gone. The lingering coolness of sugared pink heaven and days fit for enjoying such simple pleasures. They are stored carefully in a corner of my mind where the sun shines forever through pine sap summers and watermelons. So that's me in high school. Uh, and I'm gonna go ahead and just put the hat on and do a few that made me some of the first ones I did made me think of good old Li Bai, who's one of the greatest of the old Chinese poets. And this one is called In the Mountains on a Summer Day. Gently, I stir a white feather fan with open shirt, sitting in a green wood. I take off my cap and hang it on a jutting stone. A wind from the pine trees trickles my bare head. And this next one is a poet who I've always felt should be much better known, Paul Laurence Dunbar. Look him up. And it's called In Summer. Oh, summer has closed the earth in a cloak from the loom of the sun, and a mantle too of the sky's soft blue, and a belt where the rivers run. And now for the kiss of the wind and the touch of the air's soft hands, with the rest from strife and the heat of life, with the freedom of lakes and lands. I envy the farmer's boy who sings as he follows the plow, while the shining green of the young blades lean to the breezes that cool his brow. He sings to the dewy morn, no thought of another's ear, but the song he sings is a chant for kings and the whole wide world to hear. He sings of the joys of life, of the pleasures of work and rest. From an o'erfull heart without aim or art, 'tis a song of the merriest. O ye who toil in the town and ye who moil in the mart, hear the artless song, and your faith made strong shall renew your joy of heart. Oh, poor were the worth of the world if ne'er a song were heard, if the sting of grief had no relief, and never a heart were stirred. So as long as the streams run down, as long as the robins trill, let us taunt old care with a merry air, and sing in the face of ill. And this last one, is sad story. I was supposed to take a class at Lighthouse with Mark Doty, and I got my days mixed up and missed the class, but at least I got to um, go to a reading and meet him. So next time he's at Lighthouse, I'm going to take a class from him. But this is the great Mark Doty. A green crab's shell. Not exactly green, closer to bronze, preserved in kind brine, something retrieved from a Greco-Roman wreck, patinaed and oddly muscular. We cannot know what his fantastic legs were like, though evidence suggests 8 complexly folded, scuttling works of armament, crowned by the foreclaws gesture of menace and power. A gull's gobbled the center, leaving this chamber size of a demitasse open to reveal a shocking Giotto blue, though it smells of seaweed and ruin. This little traveling case comes with such lavish lining. Imagine breathing surrounded by the brilliant rents of summer's firmament. What color is the underside of skin? Not so bad to die if we could be opened into this, if the smallest chambers of ourselves similarly revealed some sky. So happy remaining part of summer, and happy doing poetry, making poetry here in poetry.
Beautiful, awesome. Thank you, Mike. As always, as the kids say, you did great. No cap, even though you took off your cap there or hat. Let's be precise. Um, sorry, that was. Uh, I had my first classes today, so I got to see students. I'm trying to like learn the lingo, but you know how it is. How do you do, fellow kids? That's always how it ends up being more than anything. Okay. Thank you, Mike Sindler. We're gonna go ahead and keep moving along. In fact, we got a debut here for our online mic, and as always, huge shout out to Finn Bell for promoting these spaces and also, of course, hosting many great spaces of our own through the Fincabulary verse. But right now, we're gonna check in with our friend in Stillwater, Oklahoma. We got Jackson Riley in the house. Welcome, man. Good to have you. When you're ready, go ahead and take it away.
Thank you. Thank you. Really good to be here. Let me just make sure that I have this up. There are two poems that I wanted to read to fill up the 7 minutes. This first one is a short little one called FHK that I wrote a couple months ago. It's just like a free write. One of my best friends sent me this mural that she woke up and painted on her wall. I'm going to put it in the chat. Oh, it's restricted. Well, I'll put a link to it. Uh, and this mural, she asked me to write a poem about, or just a poem, whatever it inspired. So this is FHK. Autumn blooms, winter wails, green looms, white whales, pink walls, house of cards, a taste that never turns stale. In my eyes, it may as well be the main course of the whole event. I like coming to another's aid. What can I say? I'm generous. Kendrick said that last line would obviate recognition. Break these walls down with a foray of forehead kisses. Delicious. Eyes open from below provides a striking view. The staff strikes only once it knows a river's rushing through. Jet streams gently encourage the jetties to move. I'm incorrigible. What's that? You don't fancy my attitude? Come find out firsthand just what this loud mouth can do. Smooth nails on paper skin, beckoning up and back, the carry case of an arrow, tug of hair, a stifled gasp, a crumbling composure past impossible to mask, Tantalus salvation draped just beyond her grasp. As our delicate dalliance dances toward a confident crescendo, a couple of requests before it's officially time to let go. Hold tight to this ballet. It has nearly breathed its last. Hold tight to this emotion, blithely joyful, unabashed. Hold tight to this feeling, swell endorphin tides in mass. Hold tight to this moment, all good things must one day pass. That's the first poem. This second one was the one that really got me into writing poetry as more than just a catharsis. Up until then, I'd consider myself more of a fiction writer. And this last one I wrote on June 3rd of 2023. This is called Abstract Lithium Factory. Sometimes cigars are just cigars. Like Freud said, a boy turned man still sleeping in mom's bed. Sometimes I pine over the fact that I'm not dead. I'm well read, educated, full of enough cred. Abilities to command synthetic symmetry. It's humbling, the essential part of me nobody likes to see. When it rears its head, everyone is an enemy. They're full of enmity. The animus is on a CD that looms on loop in the back of my brain electronically. I'm hopelessly paralyzed. I know there's something wrong with the way I feel about everything. I plead what is wrong with me as blaring siren peal repeals my rationality. Can I hope for change? And is it fixable, this part of me? The play's the thing, and I always hate not knowing how to be. I'm sentient, fully aware, and beginning to see exactly how I smile and wave to hide misplaced anxiety. I shouldn't be around other people. I'm a flight risk, subtly climbing in their head and hiding there like a benign cyst. It's devilish, I'm charming, but I'm also selfish. If I sell fish, I'm fishing my hand in the charity jar for $1.06. Why should they get it anyway when they don't pay rent? I've given enough to hospitals at this point. It's ridiculous that I should break my back to piss away my hard-earned bucks to this. I have a sixth sense that says I shouldn't give my 6 cents to sick kids. My neurons fire across crisscrossed lattices. I follow up cogent thought with non sequitur tangents. It's uncanny how I link things and expect others to manage or even fathom the fathoms deep hair holes of a mind manic. But here I go again, so why don't you all take a pass at stepping a beat inside my head as I step through the looking glass? I'm not a rapper, I'm a poet. I'm a word adapter, a hapless addict to rapping seamless syntax that doesn't tatter, but never sees the light of day. It's lightning that I'm after as I seize the swirling seas in my head comprised of idle chatter. I seldom canter, I air pedantic. I'm after a calling beyond a spot in the echo chambers of mindless chowder. Let's right away cut to the lean soul and write rhymes fatter than mad lads leaping high off of tall ladders, their ankles shattered. But all this style, without substance, contains no heart, no candor. It's by and large the same empty drivel passing for witty banter. If I could dribble just a moment on this tangent matter, rhyming for the sake of style proves no easy endeavor, but only with the touch of a deft hand, light as a feather, may it come together all at the very end, and for that be better. But even the best distractions must retire. When the thrill is gone, life returns with a tire iron. I'm convinced that in a past go I must have played with fire and stoked the ire of a being higher than I after inhaling a rail of barbed wire. The bump leaves me elated. Glory, sings the choir. It has its eyes on me, but I'm so goddamn tired. My vision narrows, and I cannot seem to sire a plan to emerge victorious from the quagmire. What can I say? Self-amnesty is hard for me. In my cardboard packaging, grace came hardly. I was dropped a drop on the doorstep of a house party where I graced a happy home, a most unfortunate adoptee. What's the point of getting good things given heartily when for some non-inchoate part of me my success is not what it wants to see? I've lost morale before, but these wounds bleed mortally. I'm morally opposed to not stopping the problem. But the problem's me. Hello, how are you? I'm pleased to meet you so cordially. You can call me Icarus. Please avail yourself of my canopy. From my perch, I view the earth with utter apathy. Colors and shapes I don't relate to threaten my sanity. I'm not really a part of this world, only partially. And so far as my being here, bereft of any sincerity, can seriously be considered as more than anomaly, and verily. Is he a waste of imparity, he who cares nothing for his own posterity? I've given myself too many reasons for new austerity. My own polarity pollutes my life with too much severity, self-barbarity of endless temerity and asperity. Hospice can provide me no care. I mean, this is verity. If this is really it for me, there's no angularity. I understand the decision to seize my cellularity. And if things do go that way, I can tender meager clarity in the form of 4 more pseudo-sonnets offered voluntarily. Thank you. I'm gonna put a link in the chat to where I post my poetry, and then if you guys are familiar with Open Minds, I help co-host that, and then we're doing a slam jam on Saturday where the guest coaches are going to be myself and Buddy Wakefield. So really excited for that. Thank you for letting me perform here, and now I'm gonna mute myself.
That's awesome, man. Thank you for that. Just it's cool. Just casual drop Buddy Wakefield in there, just co-running that. That's cool. Oh man, Riley, awesome. Jackson, sorry. Um, share a link to that too as well. I'll post it on the YouTube. But oh man, what a performance. Yeah. I love the prosody, all the techniques, all the illusions, and I hope it depends on who I get. People receive it differently, but the impassioned performance too reminded me of Lin-Manuel and the end of Hamilton when he's his last song there, and he's kind of doing his pleading. You kind of had that same kind of like rhythm to it and performance to it. Yeah, so if you can link that open lines too, that'd be super cool, and I'll share that. But thanks for coming on. Whenever you're free on a Monday night, we're here. Cool stuff, man. Yeah, if you're on YouTube, drop flames in the chat if you heard those bars. I was definitely nodding along to a beat, like I was nodding in agreement. Okay. Anyway, if you're just tuning in, guys, welcome to our online open mic. We got a lot of people still signed up, so you still got a show. It was mentioned earlier, but if you're tuning in live, that's amazing. We love you guys. You're an awesome audience. We also do know people tune in at their convenience throughout the week, so it's still around or whenever they have a chance. The other thing is, I do want to give a shout out to one of the other open mics in town, the Nitty Gritty. They do have a couple of events coming up this week as well. I believe they have something on Thursday. I know we're going to be at Old Sheepdog, but they have these events on Thursdays at Keystone Heritage Park. I don't think it's every Thursday, but you can follow them online and find it. But for sure, I know that they do have a showcase on Friday at Star City Studios. A lot of the homegirls are involved with that. Um, the poet you, who I work with a lot. Um, Tosh is going to be performing as well. She's pretty awesome. Um, man, can't remember the list right now, but we got a cool bunch of cool peeps being featured. Ileana will be there, and then in addition to that, they have like a little open mic portion. I really like what they're doing. So shout out to Kenny and the whole team there with Nitty Gritty and Melody, of course. Yeah. Okay. So it's going to keep going. We are gonna go ahead and go a little bit north and drop in to South Euclid, Ohio, where we've got a poet laureate, a double one at that, sitting in the wings. That's right. It's time once again for Doc Janning. Doc, when you're ready, go and take it away. Happy Monday.
Thank you. Gnosis. In the mountain of sky, our horizons, lands, and kingdoms, rivers, oceans, and seas, millennia, eons, and ages, all as fabulous as thought, deep and wide as imagination. There live sun and moon, planets and stars, gods and goddesses, the fae folk, unicorns and dragons. And there lie hopes and dreams of everywhere and every when in sensuous, fragrant bloom, waiting, waiting for musicians and poets, philosophers and mages, waiting for those who climb the mountain, reach beyond wonder, and create. This is point, a point, a thought becomes and is, yet is not. It is a desire, unspoken, for a beginning. If a beginning, an ending, a merism, a separation, a change, a becoming. It is Keter and Malchut and Da'at in a completion. And the question, why? Unanswered, unanswerable. Point. And this is the voice. In a dream that I know, a voice does call my name. And though tempest tossed, in life I play the game. I search within for the voice to try to set me free, to find what I need. I listen to my inner voice. Through times good and bad, I will always have a choice. From my from my darkness, I do run through the shadows of the night. I run from shadows of what was. I never, never will be free. I'm never free, though I want to be, and only live in fantasy. And I am always, always fleeing from my memories. In my genes, in my soul, all my pasts are written there in age-old pain. And though I cry from my pain, I've no tears to set me free. I am lost and forever alone, and seeking ever for my home. Across eons, eras, and ages, I seek my one, my guiding flame. And in my dreams at night, a world where I long to be. And in my dreams at night, a world where I long to be. And in my dreams at night, a world where I long to be. Thank you.
All right, you got that dramatic whisper finish. I like it. I'm gonna do the same thing. Let's do some whisper mics. You know what I'm saying? Some ASMR. Speak quietly into the mic. No, thank you, Doc. Anything coming up? How can people follow and support you online?
Uh, they can just watch me on Facebook. I have no, well, even though I have an Instagram account, I have not used it since I set it up, so it's useless to watch that. And that's about it for now. Thank you. And I'm going to, I'll hang around for a little bit, but I'm going to have to leave. Suddenly my whole body is turning cold, so I got to go get warmed up.
Yeah, man, definitely do that. Thanks as always for that. Yeah, I like the whisper. You don't do that often, but I think it worked out really well. I don't know why my mind's firing off in all sorts of other places, you know. One of my favorite bands is System of a Down. They have a song called Deer Dance, and Serge, like, I mean, Serge Tankian there, he's screaming, oh, he's yelling, and then he has a little part where he whispers, and just the effect is so awesome. It's like dressed in black. You gotta check out the song if you guys like that kind of stuff. But anyway, let's kind of keep on going. We're gonna come back to El Paso EP. Shout out to 1881, by the way, local company that produces these style of caps. You couldn't tell, I wear these all the time. But we're gonna go ahead and kick things off in El Paso with the poet laureate of tumble words. That's right. Not only she is a master poet, she's been published all over the place, has several collections of poetry, including some award winners, with I imagine some more on the way. Yeah, she's also a master gardener, so we can dig that. Without further ado, Robin, happy Monday. When you're ready, go ahead and take it away.
Happy Monday, Richie. Happy Monday, everybody. Um, yeah, as a gardener, it's been very hard this August because we didn't have a single day of normal temperature. It was all um, above average, sometimes by about 10 degrees. So it was very hot in August, and August is normally the month when it cools down a little bit. So it's been difficult. But I'm going to read a poem, and we haven't gotten any rain. We're supposed to get rain in the summer. No rain. So I'm going to read a poem about the normal August called August Rain Melancholia. Small white feathers seesaw down from the pines. The nestlings prick with new bristly feathers after the molt of their down. This generation to the next, when it's time to fledge, they'll be ready, rain or not. They fall and take flight at the same time, like a newborn idea. Under the fallen needles, I find good dirt. I move them and make a path in sand. Under the flowering oleander, the dung beetle doesn't filter what's good from what's bad. He turns it all the same. He scrabbles away from me in case my shadow is a danger. Hard to tell whether to go on a walk. Half the sky sunny and half dark, half the sky silent, half muttering. I stay close to home, feeling electric. And then this one about a hummingbird. We only see the usually the black-chinned hummingbirds and the rufous hummingbirds in the summers. Then they migrate to different places. I go to Mexico in January and see them. But anyway, it's a sad story about a hummingbird. Broken hummingbird. In and out of the yard, like a whisper of rain, shiny green like the oily leaves of the creosote bush, big-eyed and fast. He would die soon, after trying in vain the trumpet flowers and feeders, useless to him with his crisscrossed beak stuck open in a sideways V, that translucent straw of a tongue that thrust at the blooms he helicoptered at the brink of starvation, his slight frame hiding a motor that runs at 1,260 heartbeats per minute. My friends, like Job's, had many suggestions. Get a butterfly net, call an avian wildlife vet, kill him with a rock to give him an easier death. No doubt he had given out within the hour. By his feathers, a young one. He must have smashed into a mirroring window when the sun struck it just so, and his fiery nature ignited a bird made of light, fighting light, crashing into solid image, his kind of kin destroying the self, that always other who turned out to be no other. Okay, so now I'm going to read a poem about the border. I'm reading out of my book, Ridge of High Pressure, which came out last year in November, and it's a lot about the weather, as you can tell. It's somewhat about me walking my dog and ruminating about the weather and the border. This one's called The Border as Open Wound. You feel otherness wherever you go. You can ask the alienist your questions, but identity is never an easy matter. You can drop a rock in a pond and watch the circles drift apart. Skipping the rock takes some wrist work. Keeping a rock and polishing it, that's another matter. Tons of work, but worth it. You were born an other, a changeling in your birth family, standing apart. Je est un autre, Rimbaud wrote. The I is an other, just as it is for you, a worldly situation. A swan walking is a clumsy animal. You are of two worlds, like the water bird, therefore of none. You can claim neither sky nor lake, and there you are, walking where the river is dry. Okay, so that was out of my book. Ridge of High Pressure is still available. If you want to get it, you can hit me up. I'll give my addresses and stuff later. Because now I want to read the poem about heat by Hilda Doolittle, the imagiste. Heat, oh wind, rend open the heat, cut apart the heat, rend it to tatters. Fruit cannot drop through this thick air. Fruit cannot fall into heat that presses up and blunts the points of pears and rounds the grapes. Cut the heat, plow through it, turning it on either side of your path. Okay, that was Hilda Doolittle. And you can contact me at robinsco321. I'm on Instagram, and that's my Gmail address. And I'm always at Tumblewords. We're taking the weekend off, I believe. Is that right? Yeah, we're taking the weekend off because Labor Day. But we'll be back at 1 o'clock Mountain Time with some awesome presenters in September. So come around and find out.
All right. Awesome. Thank you for that, Robin. Appreciate that a lot as always, as always. Thanks for reading that, all that stuff. Sorry, I was trying to promote the YouTube channel. So if you guys are watching and listening, man, we're one of the things that always helps is if you guys like the video and like leave a comment or participate in the chat or even share it with people because you guys know you hear about this all the time, right? Like, comment, subscribe. The reason why people on YouTube always say that because it pushes out to more people, right? It's the algorithm. So anyway, let's continue. We're gonna stick around in El Paso, Texas for our next few performers, hometown. And speaking of hometown, that's a track that I really love that was co-written by our next performer who a couple of things to celebrate. One has been very, very active in the live chat like this whole past month. So it's always nice to see someone go from the chat to the Zoom screen, performance stage, spotlight. But other than that, our next performer is a BWOMS, I would call him an original. He used to join us back in the days of Black Orchid, and he would play some songs as Scuba and the Tanks, Scuba Steve there, and he also formed a project called Mountain Vibes, one of my all-time favorite groups out of El Paso. And I always share the album with friends, especially like when Fernando was new in town. one of the first bands and albums that I showed him was Mountain Vibes. And I'm excited to hear that. I think there's some new songs being recorded and all that. So anyway, I'm talking up the performers like I always do. But Steven is just also one of the nicest dudes. He's so supportive. So I'm excited he's here. Without further ado, we got Steven Molina in the house. Steven, beautiful to have you here, man. Go and take it away.
Howdy, can everyone hear me?
Yeah.
All right, it's working. Cool. What's going on? The songs are pushing 7 minutes, so I'll try to be as quick as possible. Great to see everybody. Yeah, it is good to be active again. I've been trying to go out to shows and just support more, and finally coming out of my cave. I got two here today, two originals. This first one I kind of always love to do for open mics. It's just kind of going through a struggle and taking what resources you can and making the best of it. It's called Don't I Know You. Blisters, bottles, and thrills. Cashed out and counting the tills. I just need to get o'er this hill. Don't I know you? Ooh, and don't I know you? Ooh. Well, bad days they come and they go. But lately I'm not even sure just how deep I'm digging this hole. But don't I know you? Ooh, and don't I know you? Ooh, and don't I know you? Ooh. Leave me, spare no expense. Oh, I lived up such a wretch. I cannot repay you for this. Should I know you? Ooh, and should I know you? Ooh. Excuse me, miss, am I late? The pamphlet read 7:45. Oh, is that right? Guess I can't see straight. Should I know you? Ooh, should I know you? Should I know you? Ooh. I finally turned the page just to find carrying all this baggage won't fly. Now I need to drop away, and then I'll need to drop away every day. Get on stage, bring your soul. Fear not, your colors will show. And one day it'll come and you'll know. Well, now I know you. Ooh. And now I know you. Ooh. And now I know you. Ooh. Thank you kindly. All right, one more in the works. These are both unreleased, and I guess that's why I always love to play them on open mics. They're like eventually for like a solo album or the next solo album. But yeah, these are just some good stories. Yeah, I wrote these back in high school, and like they've always been like the top of the writing. So this next one's called A Minute Anyway, and it's how a tiny conversation can change everything. She gives a letter to a man on a train. She says, I'm done, I won't be treated this way. I'm getting off at the next stop, you should stay. I loved you, but you're a minute too late. And she walks away. The wheels and pistons grinding into the fray, illuminated by the blue moon sway. She's at the bar hoping the next few drinks will undo the longest minute in play. That's when I walk away. She tells me, sir, you picked a hell of a day. Her lipstick trailing down the glasses in shame. I say, well, maybe just this once I'll behave. I'd love to shelter a minute of your day. She says, I just really need a break. I say, I know a place. Whistle sounds as we spark up a flame. She says, if I confess to you, will your lips stay? I must be in need of an emotional change. I'm drawn to the kind of love that I hate, a defective trait. I say, don't you realize you're perfect this way? Every emotion in your heart must stay. And soon I swear you'll hear a gentleman say, I love you. But darling, don't rush the wave, 'cause when it comes, it needs to be worth the wait. The whistle sounds as we share an embrace, some final words before her beauty escapes. God only knows if I will see her face again. If that's not the case, I hope this minute will breach your gates. 'Cause when I was wasted, lost in pain, oh, it only took a minute for me. When it's so hard to see, when you can't feel your feet, when you can barely breathe, sometimes a minute is all you need. Thank you very much. Appreciate you. Richie,
Wow.
the big question, what am I, where do they find me? I printed something out. Oh, thank you for the applause. Is it backwards? Oh, it's totally backwards, isn't it?
No, it comes out fine here.
Oh, awesome. Okay, so I got 3 records on the iTunes and the Spotify and all that. Mountain Vibes is probably what I'm most proud of, which Richie showed. And yes, we are jamming again, and at least the very least, we're trying to finish the second record that we took a hiatus right in the middle of it. And the next guy is the Anchored Wave. That's a duo project with my buddy Noah Slavin. It's mostly instrumental and acoustic, but it's very, very good. And then my solo project is also Scuba and the Tanks. And the social that I am most on these days is our Mountain Vibes official. Definitely get the official part because we did get hacked and there's like another Mountain Vibes page on there. But that's the guy, that's where you can find me. And yeah, I really love the open mic. I love the online specifically because I can just kind of hustle and throw things together and it's not as much of an effort. It's very relaxed. And so I hope to do this a lot more often. I have a lot of songs and I definitely want to start working on showcasing some of the new ones. So I hope very much to come back and appreciate you, Richie.
Yeah, man. Thank you. I love it. We don't get too many songwriters at these mics, but obviously the ones who come out are just like out of this world. I love you all. Steven, you're so smooth, man. So I'm looking forward to that. And also if you do plan on making out to one of our in-person ones, please send me a message so I can make sure you do get some stage time for sure. Because our sign up sheets fill up, man. It's crazy.
100%. Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, man. Okay, cool. So, thanks for joining us again. Check out the Steven's music online. Let's go ahead and continue. I mentioned we're gonna stick around, and it's just like heavy hitters right now. I'm a Yankee fan, so I'm thinking of like Murderers Row, all like the best hitters back to back to back to back. The league was scared of them. So next up, we got a MB Lee. That's right, of the whole scene. They they were a force, and so I'm just gonna go ahead and bring them up to do their thing. Let's go ahead and welcome the one, the only Lee Martinez Soto. What's up, Lee?
Hi, good to be back. Can you hear me there? Okay. So I just have 2 mine, and then one that is a translated one. I'm gonna start with the one that is mine. This one is called Migrant, first in English, then in Spanish. Hope cane in broken tendrils, embedded into ancient teeth and bones, bodies laced together, eroding from the ground. Life has always been so difficult, trading one hardship for another, birds on free fall, unable to distinguish dying branches from aching roots. Here, we are only allowed to dream of longing for purpose or meaning. No time to waste obsessing over the search of the past or sacred, the defining connections to who we are. One day, we will return, like a river coalescing into a blue infinity. Ripples tearing down the border fences and systems that stripped us from freedom and humanity. One day we will return, and in our wake, we will unearth those ancient wounds so they may finally heal. That was the first one. Then I have a newer one. This one I posted it kind of recently on Instagram, and I only had like 2 people guess what D&D spell this was based on. The title is called Dissonant Whispers, and it's based on a D&D 5e spell. You know what would be messed up Discordant descants run over the static silence of starlit hypnagogic states. Often the things it comes up with, that unquiet voice, not quite whisper nor scream, surpass the reimaginations of memories and false lives relived. False lives relived. You know what would be fucked up? Self and thought become indistinct, hard to ignore the relentless intrusions, cueing in compulsive neutralization, seeking reassurance, acceptance to counteract these ruminations. What would be really fucked up? It is still my voice that whispers, still my image of figments of half-imagined, half-real memories, exhausting mental loops to solve these doubts, dim rationalizations to ease the distress. This, the ugliness, all you, baby. Hard to argue when shame, guilt, and fear overtake. You want to know what would be super messed up? So those are my two, and I do have something borrowed. Here we go. I'm going to read first the original. It's called Poemas con Gotas de Clonazepam by Gabriela Maciel. And then I'll read my translation in English. Aquí me quedé yo, en el jardín de las niñas tristes, donde todas esperan, donde ya no amanece. Aquí estoy, otra vez, deshojando margaritas, tratando de colorear sin salirme de la raya, sonriendo cuando se debe. Me explican en susurros extraños que el frío se me quedó en el miocardio, que se irá y que me gustarán las flores, que no debo recibir visitas a la hora del té. Aquí estoy, en el jardín de las niñas tristes, desayunando 3 amapolas diarias, olvidando cuánto amé una vez el café, porque me daña, porque me altera, porque me hace temblar. Aquí estoy dando vueltas, aguardando el escape con paciencia, esperando que por fin ya no vuelvas como prometiste por la puerta de atrás. This is a translation. I'm sorry about my dogs over there in the background. This is called in English is Poems Written with Clonazepam Drops by Gabriela Maciel. Here I stayed in the sad girl's garden, where everyone waits, where dawn never comes. Here I am again, plucking petals from these daisies, trying to color inside the lines, smiling when appropriate. In strange whispers, they explain that this coldness is now stuck to my myocardium, that it will leave and I will grow to like flowers, that I shouldn't have visitors at tea time. Here I am in the sad girl's garden, having 3 poppies for breakfast each day, forgetting how much I once loved coffee because it hurts me, because it unsettles me, because it makes me tremble. Here I am going in circles, waiting patiently for my escape, hoping you finally won't return as you had promised through the back door. And that will be it.
All right, Lee. Awesome, awesome. As always, I love how you set it up with that will be it, and I can respond to that was everything. I always love the style, and I had forgotten about the whole format, something borrowed and something new, all that good stuff. So I know you have your stuff there. Do you want to point out your Instagram handle there and any other thing you want to shout out?
You can follow me. Where is it? It's over here. You can follow me on Instagram at cadáveres_literarios. And I'm going to post the link to my Linktree. I have a few new publications. They were just a little bit longer, so I didn't want to read them today. But I have 3 new publications that you can check out in there.
That is awesome. Sorry, I totally lost track of my mouse here. Thank you so much for joining us, and it'd be cool to do something again this October, like some more literario, you know, like writing prompts or something. But we'll talk about that. Cool. All right. Thank you. Um, Lee Martinez Soto, everyone, go follow them. Again, I also want to give a shout out to like the way you share your poems and your writing online. It's awesome. So I want to give a shout out to that. Okay, so once again, welcome to our online mic. If you guys are joining us, we've got a whole show that you can go back and rewind because you've missed some awesome performers, but we still got more on the way. Shout out to Sandy, as always, for hanging out with us here at the show. Andres, yo, I didn't get to say hi to you. It's always good to see you, Andres, not only online, but also in person. You know what I'm saying? So let's go ahead and continue on with our El Paso trip. That's right. If you were here last week, you got to see him host But also he'll be taking on the host's duty this Thursday at Old Sheepdog. He's been killing it online, in person, all around. He rocks BWOMS well. Let's go. And he helped me last Tuesday. That was super fun. So I'm glad it's super rare to see Kid on a Tuesday. So I really enjoyed that. It made the night that much better. But without further ado, let's go ahead and bring up Mr. Monday Night, Kit Ren.
Thank you, Richie. Thank you, everyone. Thanks everyone before and everyone after. And yeah, Tuesday ended up being pretty fun. I went to Mona. I went to the Wild West Bar. It was a bit of a risk, but it was worth it. Just do some stuff that's not really finished. Been trying to do an issue poem, been trying to do a border poem. Here's where I am so far. When the fencing that scars the river and cleaves El Paso from its sister city went up in 2005, crime actually went up here. You won't see that in a commercial this year. No one even looked. No one has developed a theory to account for this. I think it's obvious. Without a J-Town to go to on Friday night, the affluent white teenagers of El Paso were reduced to fighting their stepdads on the lawn. Because Mexico is where we export our problems, our self-image, our indiscretions. All the racist-ass classmates who loved making La Migra jokes to their classmates suddenly saw the repression in having to carry their passport around. Oh, you're saying that they assumed at the border you were going to cause trouble just because of your skin color. Really? Tell me more, Kyle. Here on the border, where slogans become true, I can still see the saber smart through the razor wire, presumably to protect me from low prices. Los Equis stands tall enough to wave at me, so I wave back politely. And I squint, and I guess that I am also waving at Benito Juarez himself, though it could also be Juan Gabriel. Warenzas still go to the Walmart against Patrick Roche's wishes, and red hats sit in the waiting room of Chihuahua dentists, typing "my gums are fucked up" into Google Translate. Nobody actually wants what a closed border actually means. The people that advocate for it don't think about it in terms of them not getting to do whatever they want to do, wherever they want to do it. Maybe they will. But if you can't import things here, you can't export things there. And Mexico is where we export our problems, our addictions. I don't know, man. It fucking sucks. People suck. Ah, it's almost football season. Hooray. Cheer. Fernando did a very great workshop about our passions, and guess what I wrote about? Just guess. It always catches people off guard. It's not something people like me, whatever that means, are supposed to care about. In certain situations, made clear by the presence of hors d'oeuvres, it can be like I picked up the wrong fork and threw it with bloodlust across the room. And maybe I mean for it to be that way. Maybe my love for sports being so misconstrued has made me confrontation. But sports holds up to the scrutiny of art, precise control, meticulous planning, all of which could be thrown out in one instant. Sports is art traveling at the speed of life. They don't get drafts. They don't get second takes. They don't get revised editions. Do you get it? Do you see? Probably not. I've learned not to take things like that personally, to accept my own subjectivity without actively surrendering my right to an opinion. I have the carapaces that allow me to be a critic, that allow me to walk into the Buffalo Wild Wings and walk through the tongues of fire that call everyone overrated, that call every star a bum, that call for the head of every head coach. Even here, with every TV tuned to the thing itself, they do not see. Don't they know that every footstep is measured and timed? Every disruption is grudgingly expected and adjusted for? I can't get 3 people to meet for dinner at the same time, but 11 men every weekend work in wartime precision. It's a miracle that anything ever happens in this tearful, stillborn world. The field is the only place where victory can ever safely be declared. They don't see. They'll never see someone doing something the way I long to do anything perfectly. I have been kicked out of the Buffalo Wild Wings for quoting Mary Oliver. I have been kicked out of the art gallery for form tackling the director. I have learned not to take these things personally. And the cover poem. Roberto Bolaño has been following me around all day. It's been great. He was an answer on Jeopardy, and when I rung up my beer purchase for the week, the tag was 26. The total was 26.66. I got the good ghost following me. This is The Best Gang by Roberto Bolaño, translation by Natasha Wimmer. If I had to hold up the most heavily guarded bank in Europe, and I could choose my partners in crime, I'd take a gang of 5 poets. No question about it. 5 real poets, Apollonian or Dionysian, but always real, ready to live and die like poets. No one in the world is as brave as a poet. No one in the world faces disaster with more dignity and understanding. They may seem weak, these readers of Guido Cavalcanti and Arnaud Daniel, these readers of the deserter Archilochus, who picked his way across a field of bones. And they work in the void of the word, like astronauts marooned on dead-end planets, in deserts where there are no readers or publishers, just grammatical constructions or stupid songs, sung not by men but by ghosts. In the guild of writers, they're the greatest and least sought-after jewel. When some deluded kid decides at 16 or 17 to be a poet, it's a guaranteed family tragedy. The Siberia of the poet's exile tends to bring shame on his family too. Readers of Baudelaire don't have it easy in high school or with their schoolmates, much less with their teachers. But their fragility is deceptive. So is their humor and the fickleness of their declarations of love. Behind these shadowy fronts are probably the toughest people in the world, and definitely the bravest. Not for nothing are they descended from Orpheus, who set the stroke for the Argonauts and who descended into hell and came up again, less alive than before his feet, but still alive. If I had to hold up the most heavily fortified bank in America, I'd take a gang of poets. The attempt would probably end in disaster, but it would be beautiful. Okay, so on the socials, you can find me on Insta at KitRenaway. I'm on Blue Sky under the same handle. We're not talking about Twitter no more. We don't do that shit. We're off that shit. Facebook's easy enough under my name. I do have a belletristic sports blog at kofi.com/KitRen, where I talk about football games. They fucked up the SI archive, so research will be harder, but not impossible. So I am planning to do those again for another season. And like Mom said earlier, the Tumblewords Project, we're going to take the weekend off. It's Labor Day weekend. Joe Hill didn't write those songs for nothing. Gene Debs didn't die for nothing. But we'll be back on the 7th with Carlos Fidel Espinosa as our first presenter of the month. Title pending. You'll learn that about the same time I do. But it's going to be fun. It's going to be great. I'll be hosting at Old Sheepdog this Thursday. Wonderful venue. I want to try that new rice beer that they have, because they're always cooking up new stuff at Old Sheepdog. Tomorrow at Rosewood. Saturday in Las Cruces, Fernando Antonio Montejano of the El Paso cohort of BWOMS and Liz Liano of the Las Cruces cohort of BWOMS. They're teaming up to do something that they're both very passionate about and doing a a recovery mic at I think it's called the Bunkhouse. It's going to benefit them. It's going to be to benefit people who are trying to rebuild their lives after substance abuse and so on. So it's a sober mic. None of that shit. Don't do that in Las Cruces on Saturday. So if you want to check that out, go ahead. But in a bit of a plot twist, my announcements have been longer than Richie, so I'm going to hand the mic back really quickly.
No, that's cool. That's fair. I was gonna promote Liz's. I totally forgot. Hold on, let me get back to the spotlight here. Um, Shoot. Yeah, I need to post that too. I forgot it. Yeah, but the recovery mic, that's a thing. I thought Fernando was gonna be out of town, but maybe plans changed. It's all cool, but we want to support our peeps in Las Cruces, for sure. So we'll be posting that as well. Be on the lookout for our stories and everything. And as no, well, sorry, I'm doing this during the show. My bad. Let's continue. So we're gonna check in. This is the part of the show where we're gonna go ahead and leave national. We're online. It doesn't even matter, right? But we're gonna go ahead and do some traveling a little outside of the states. And first, we're gonna go and stop off in Canada, Ontario, to be exact, where we have Cassie in La Casa. Let's see, Cassie, where are you? All right, cool. When you are ready, let us know how you doing today.
Thanks, Richie. I am pretty good.
Cool. We'll take it away when you're ready. Good to see you.
You too. All right. So this first one is called Sink. Let's create more moments we sink into. Forget the stable ground. It will return. Sink with me. Laugh. Forget why we are laughing. Let our smiles bleed into one another until we forget where the feelings begin and end. Let's not ask why. I know it feels important to keep an eye on the time so it doesn't run away without us. Let's just slip under the canopy and forget the world outside. Imagine this is a dream and you have been given the key to stay. The only way not to wake up is surrender. Okay. And this next one, I just have to make sure I have in front of me. It's called Free from Awareness. When I was freshly sprouted, I was blissfully unaware of many things, of the fact that time doesn't stretch as far as it appears to, of the distance between enough and not enough, and how far it is to traverse it, of how hard it is to fit into a container, learn to squish yourself in, no matter how mangled you become, of the possibility of being too much of anything, too filled with emotions, too masculine, too feminine, of the temporality of the ties to be found, places to others, of the tangles that come with all the string, of how beautiful that mess of yarn becomes, especially in the right light. Okay. So that's what I have for originals, and I have a few cover poems. I think it should be okay on time here. All right. So this first cover poem is called On the Back Porch by Dorianne Lux. The cat calls for her dinner. On the porch, I bend and pour brown soy stars into her bowl, stroke her dark fur. It's not quite night. Pinpricks of light in the eastern sky. Above my neighbor's roof, a transparent moon, a pink rag of cloud. Inside my house are those who love me. My daughter dusks biscuit dough, and there is a man who will lift my hair in his hands and brush it until it throws sparks. Everything is just as I left it. Dinner simmers on the stove. Glass bowls wait to be filled with gold broth. Sprigs of parsley on the cutting board. I want to smell this rich soup, the air around me growing dark as the stars press their simple shapes into the sky. I want to stay on this back porch while the world tilts towards sleep, until what I love misses me and calls me in. All right. And then this next poem, I'm just pulling up here. Hopefully my tech cooperates with me. Okay. So this poem is called Murmuration by Moni Rar. This season long and taut, misplaced time between days and months, stretched out like the fields sorry. Okay, I'm just gonna start this one more time here. This season long and taut, misplaced between days and months, stretched out like field bindweed, deepening its its taproot. This season I realized I could misplace, oh my gosh, alright. This season I realized I could replace magpies with mourning doves, trade big brick towers for towering ponderosa, skylar seeds for plump quail, see life hidden in the roots and trees, mistake limbs for wings, gather birdsong in the crook of my neck. As the sky solid movement shifts, each one slight and whole, a single starling mirrors thousands like a shadow of each other, synchronized black lights blooming into soundless clouds, finally settle like a warm shawl on the dry earth. This season, I realized I could watch feathers sprout from spines, watch waxwings waver in an elm, watch the sky turn indigo as slender nighthawks shift and silently descend to consume the unseen before the round edge of the moon washes it all away, before the night owls take over the night. Okay. I believe, yes, I guess, so that's what I have for poetry. There's another one here I was gonna read, but I think we'll save it for another time. If you are curious to occasionally see more of my poetry, I do infrequently share some of my stuff on my Instagram at Relentless Intrigue. I also somewhat infrequently facilitate online generative poetry workshops, which I post updates about on my Instagram, if you're curious. All right, thank you very much, Richie.
All right. Thank you, Cassie. Again, another great selection of readings. Thanks for joining us. Let me go ahead and get back here on the spotlight. Okay, cool. Cassie, everyone, go follow Relentless Intrigue and maybe be intrigued about the next possible future workshop until we'll be relentless about asking. Okay, sorry. Got to keep it going. All right, we're going to go ahead and stop in Malaysia because right now we got Julian Matthews in the house and the share screen is enabled. So when you're ready, go and take it away.
Hi. Hmm. Just share this. This is called a doorstop. See how this goes. I'm sorry you stumbled upon me again last night. That kick to the corner, though, totally unnecessary. I'm just trying to do my job. I know you try to sneak in the dark so late without waking her. It never works. Your bare foot always finds me. I spiked you and you muffled the big ouch like stepping onto Lego. Unlike those play bricks, though, I never had any mates to build things. I'm a solitary soldier outposted to my little corner. Been here since day one, upright and sturdy, the right triangle, neither acute nor obtuse, to chock your rectangular wooden hunker. You found me at the dollar store, a cheap solution that worked, except for the late night hate. I'm the wedger, the swing breaker, the reliable rubber, the monogamous keeper. Think of me as a small half pyramid. What treasures may be buried inside me? Maybe a mummy or two, or a tiny ski jump over a shark, or a ramp for a tiny evil Knievel to projectile over Snake River Canyon. Or do you remember you as a kid on that copycat chopper when your cousins lay down side by side on that gravelly driveway in the cul-de-sac, just like so many loved ones ever since, and started way, way back, right from the sloped garage entry, just so you could have a good enough run up? Not thinking of safety or helmets or getting hurt or the hurt you will cause over time, racing furiously forward, not the backpedaling of years hence, holding your breath and pumping down that makeshift track onto that rickety plywood ramp and shooting into the air like Elliot in E.T., like the roadrunner off a cliff, like an Olympian gymnast in vaulting flight full of hope and self-belief, cocksure you'll avoid that last person, probably a sibling, and stick the landing barefoot and unhurt. You did. I was there, I saw it. They recycled the rubber in your handlebars. How was the grip for your sweaty palms? Still the friction, still the steady one, still pricking you in the dark. And the second one is called Black and Blue. Black and blue. There's a blue jay inside of me. Oh, maybe it's a magpie. Not a bluebird of that self-proclaimed bastard Bukowski, the boozy, brooding profligate who penned of something fragile and feathery within, akin to Emily's hope. No, not its resilience, nor its perseverance, but a supposed vulnerable thing caged inside of him on purpose. Something he was unwilling to share in case he was seen as soft, unmacho, a regular nice guy. That would ruin the fighty bad boy image he clearly cultivated and thrived on. How do we separate the bird from the man? How do we know was not Kinnell's primal bear, or Poe's ominous raven, or Lawrence's snake, feared yet respected, repulsive yet admired, hated yet loved? How do we divide the art from the abuser, the articulate from the mentally challenged, the cogent from the criminal, the genius from the grievous, the muse from the misogyny, the nuance from the narcissism, the prophetic from the problematic, the torch from the tortured, the truth from the telltale, the intelligent wit from the insufferable fools that dare to claim this muddied mantle, this tainted title, the vagaries of this ambivalent honor? Poet? But who are we to judge, not being the omnipresent, omniscient, all-seeing one, we who are human after all, not judgy judge, nor a jury of peers and the peerless, nor masked executioners? Dare we forgive the sinner, but not forget the sin, and cast one less stone at the accused? For each of us possesses a shard of that broken mirror hidden beneath, like a scar under a shirt, like the inner child wound that winds us up now and then, a ticking therapy time bomb we were unaware of even existed. Or perhaps we place too much weightage on the metaphor, that amorphous, mutable protein device that the poet wields in the form of a blue, A blackbird nested in the hollows of a bruised heart, poking its beak out, its talons curled strike ready to pierce our collective shell-bound souls. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Julian. And as always, feel free to share your link there. I'll forward that. As always, appreciate the formats, getting to read along as you read them, because it's always fascinating to see. We always hear it spoken, but it's I like to see the stage, but also the page. And the format, the use of white space, hmm, and all of that. Excuse me, sorry about that. And of course, always hashtag not poetry. Okay, so let's go ahead and continue on. Again, I want to give a shout out to everyone who's hanging out with us. I didn't give a shout out earlier, Kevin Shea in the house. Thanks for tuning in and hanging out with us in the live chat. But we're gonna go ahead and come back to the States, and we might as well start at the Capitol. And if you guys have been here week in and week out, you already know what's going on. It's time to do the thing at DC down at the place to be with Mr. Ed Poetastic, always making us feel fantastic. Got to go into the rhyme. I love it every damn time. Ladies, gents, NBs, let's welcome Ed to the stage. What's going on, my friend?
Hello, my bro. Like no other words like thunder. You gotta love the rhyme because it makes everything a hell of a time. So my name is Ed Potato Fit Fantastic. Please in the time you can join my rhyme Fapu Sublime. All right, I got two short poems for Kit's wonderful workshop at Tumblewords, and I got two more poems. Okay, the first poem is called Sharp Words. The pen is mightier than the sword. We creators are inspirers in our own accord. Words are gifts, not a label or a curse. If you're behind doesn't mean you're not first. I've been called types of bad names, but I'm not up in quicksand or flames. Deep down, I knew it wasn't me. It was their frustration trying to be free. I see chaos happen with just one word. I see riots happen just flipping the bird. When you use a word, please think back. Think about consequences come in stacks. Why not use words like sharp or nice hat? Please use your words minus the bat. Words are used to educate, not conjugate or debate. Please bring positivity and harmony, but no hate. Every word, sentence, and essay has power. You're the gardener of this unique flower. It can be a rose, sunflower, violet, or a Venus flytrap. If triggered, please close your gap before it collapses. Remember to use your words thoughtfully and wisely. Please use them highly, consistently, precisely, and nicely, but never lightly. Thank you. And the other one's called Universal Anthem. I stand before you as a man. Please save your applause or hands. Here's the national anthem. I hope it sounds less grim. We pledge to ourselves to love and accept ourselves. May we love our neighbors as fathers and mothers, but minus the labor. Under one sun and moon, hoping for joyful seeds to bloom. May we understand each other like a father to a mother, to a sister, to a brother. For love, guidance, and sympathy to us all, to help fuel ourselves on this ancient ball. May we love each other no matter the race. May we love each other's body, beliefs, personality, and face. I see you kneeling for attention or protest. You're doing good by looking your best. The old anthem is a dream deferred. It's flying high with the sun, clouds, and birds. Let's wish for no more crisis, but bliss. Let's savor the peaceful togetherness like this. May we hold hands instead of clenched fists. The anthem is over, so let's be dismissed. Thank you. I got another one. This is called Long Night. Oh, the long night. Do, 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 do. The lights are fading away, but the stars are dancing high. The shadows came out to play. The twinkle come from our eyes. The quiet hugs our ears. The signs thicker than a knife. The shadows, the shades are near. Another chime in the nightlife. The colorful strangers yawning for slumber, rubbing their sandy doors, bodies slowly moving like lumber, minds quietly yearning for bed to restore. The nightly migration has begun. The concrete roads packed full of flashing lights and sounds. The beams were brighter than the sun, the ride of the mindless merry-go-round. The tiny bugs singing miniature notes, fireflies flashing their radiant glow, the small yet whimsical thunderbolts flying high, nice, and slow. The blanket of chilling yet humid air, the smoky fog is everywhere. The sun is sleeping, I'm fully aware. The warm spiral has no warmth to spare or share. The vivid towers have signs of close, the darkness flooding the rooms and halls, the places to eat, I suppose, while the flames remain froze, many different shadow silhouettes dancing on the walls. Walk with me, myself and eyes, this ghostly mind behind me. I see in the corners of my eye, you copycat who flows fluently as the sea. My night commute has reached an end. I jiggle my wand to open my iron gate. Time to clean and hug my soft, fluffy friends. Turn off my lights. Let me dream, for goodness sake. Thank you. Got my last one is called Bare Naked Truth. We're exposed poets. We stand naked every day. Oh, come on, you know it. One shades any day. You know it, no denying it. Our emotional full display. You have to quickly admit, we all write bare essays. Ours can really hit, flush out the inner gray. Yes, we're naked. Don't quit. Shine your golden ray. I know some feel sick. Show the world the way. Hope will really click. Chip away the heart and clay. Keep crushing those bricks. Help wherever's going astray. Perform those emotional tricks. Make the inner trauma delay. Give back one full of pricks. Make the thunderstorms decay. Chain it from the skeptics. Acceptance. No one betrays. Support that man or chick. Unshock the cause obey. Make your personalized stick. Give advice in life disarrays. Remove those small annoying ticks. Bare naked insight you betray. You're naked. Everything's okay. Thank you.
Awesome, 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 man. You already know the drill. What's going on? How can people follow and support you at Poetastic
You mean the
online?
drill that pays the bills? Sure, no problem. If you want to support me, please come to this wonderful mic that makes our money like such light in the wonderful, fantastic spotlight. But if you want to follow me, please feel free. My Facebook is Eddie Foreman and my IG is Eddie Foreman92. And remember, if the mic is right up there to shine between has the insight, if you take a question, the cancer is yes, flowing from your chest. But I hope everyone stay healthy, safe, and blessed. Never stop spewing the warm words outside your chest. Never stop being and doing and feeling your best. And remember, you're more important than you ever know. Don't stop your glow and never ever stop your flow. If you don't know, now you know. I love this show.
Awesome, man. I love it. I love it. We these shows are not the same, man, when you miss, which is rare, but yeah. Thank you for being here as always, Ed Poetastic. Everyone, it is according to my phone 10:10 here, at least in mountain time zone. I'm gonna open for Dan. So I have one poem I wanted to read. It's a cover poem. Sorry, guys. And it's because earlier Lee was talking about Dungeons and Dragons. So all you guys who've been here for a while already know. Um, yeah, one of my favorite poets and I guess stylistic and literary heroes is Guante, aka Kyle Tranmere. So he did a whole mixtape based off of Dungeons and Dragons spells, and it's just called Dungeons. And he used a lot of like cool beats and stuff. It's online. It's a mixtape. He used like popular beats for them. But this one's called, I'm gonna read it. It's called Mage's Disjunction. And it's not too long. So the pen will not move, no matter how hard I concentrate, how laser precise my focus. It just sits there on the kitchen table. It should be such a simple thing to move this tiny object with the vastness of my spirit, to simply lift it up half an inch, to engulf it in flames, but nothing. Can you blame me for trying, though? I'm 10 years old, and the mythology I've been fed since birth folk tales and fairy tales, movies and TV shows, comic books and video games. So much of it is built around this reveal. Guess what? You're a wizard. Guess what? You're a Jedi or a mutant or a half-blood child of a god. And Michael, we are none of these things. We are extras. We are muggles, flat scans, NPCs. The only difference between us is 2 years and 50 pounds. You, predator. Me, prey. And when we meet after school tomorrow, like we do every day, no fireball will burst from my fingertips. No mind control will convince you to just leave me alone. We are taught so early to believe that pen on the table, on the kitchen table, will move if I am pure of heart, if I have a righteous cause, if I just try hard enough. That bully after school will lose. There will be a moment of reckoning when he finds out I am the chosen one. When he witnesses me saving the world from these interdimensional biomechanical demon monsters. Michael, thank you for every slap back to reality, for every insult, for every public embarrassment. Thank you for my preteen cynicism. Thank you for my disillusionment. Because what is disillusionment but the absence of illusion? This is the magic of getting your hands dirty, the poetry of the sucker punch. This is understanding that we do not have the luxury of waiting to be saved. This is the realization that there is no superpower greater than solidarity, community, courage, that we don't have spells, but we do have songs. Thank you for this magic you taught me. To this day, the only magic I have to offer, the alchemy of suffering, the transmutation of pain into progress, the magic of that ripple effect. How a voice does not have to move mountains to move people. How it is not about the source of the fire. It is about how brightly it burns, how the magic is not whether I pick up that pen with my hands, with my mind, or with my hand. The magic is what I write with it. Thank you for showing me that it is possible for the innocent to lose, that there is no such thing as destiny, that none of us are chosen, how there is evil in this world that would make dragons cower in their caves, and how it is up to us who are not special, who have nothing to offer but the thread binding our storybook bodies together to keep fighting. Thank you for my first failure, my first revelation, for the first song I ever wrote, the buried treasure in all this rubble, the magic still burning when all faith has fled. All right. Kind of like that one. It's an anti-bullying one and just kind of using your art to transform. Heard that a lot as a theme today. So I'm sorry. I messed up some of the dramatic parts of it, I'm so sorry. But I'm rusty, and so that's why we do these as well, so we can get more practice in. Okay, cool. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Again, Sandy, Steven, Kevin, awesome to see you guys on the live chat. We're gonna go ahead and close things up as we often do with one particular individual who is the man, as you know it. Let's go ahead and welcome Dan the Man to close out the night. What's up, Dan?
Yeah, how's everybody doing tonight? Guess what I'm wearing? Mm-hmm. Anybody?
Missed the thumbs up.
Yeah, I'll give you a hint. Steven Tyler and his gang. Come on, guys.
Did you ask a question? What was it?
Yeah. Get which shirt what I'm wearing.
Well, it says the name right there. Metallica.
Nope. I'll
My
give you a
bad,
hint.
man.
I'm sorry, who?
The Beatles.
Nope.
I don't know, man. You just got to tell it.
I'll give you a hint. It's Steven Tyler and his gang. The bad boys from Boston.
Uh,
Wow. Loving the elevator. Or Janie's got a gun. All right. You guys give up?
yeah, man, you should just tell us.
Aerosmith, man. Look, look, look.
Oh, I was
Yep,
muted. Love me some Aerosmith.
yep, there it is. That's funny. It's because I was supposed to head to Phoenix. Gonna need a Kleenex. Well, I was hoping to head to Phoenix, but then, yep, that's right. Yep, that's right. Oh, very funny, Richie. Right. I still need a Kleenex. I'm not crying because I'm still coughing. It's because I was supposed to head to Phoenix on Halloween, October 31st, for this. Unfortunately, yep, for this. Yeah, good night, Mike. hmm Unfortunately, Steven Tyler, we thought he was on his road to recovery for his vocal cord, but that didn't. But unfortunately, we thought he was fully recovered, but then he got rushed to the hospital again, and they said they're retiring from the road for good because of Steven Tyler's vocal injury, and that tour is canceled. Yeah, especially yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah, hold on. No wonder Steven Tyler was down. So time to turn the frown around and no wonder I smelling the rain all over town. Mm. And no wonder rain's pouring down. Oh, I wonder what's so frown on. But anyway, did anybody remember yesterday? Yesterday was the day mark 10 years that day. That day, I need to find out what day was on the first, was on 2014 of August 25th. What was it, a Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday? I don't know. Yesterday was on a Sunday. Hmm, yeah. But it was kind of a fun day, but no fun day for me that day because both of my feet is not still saying, not still having a good day. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Man, 10 years, 10 long years. Half the fear, kind of nearly like a tear, but so do we fear. My anniversary was already near. The 10-year anniversary was here. yesterday. Year one, well, the pilot was right here at home. The anniversary, 1 year, was someplace else, not home. 2 year anniversary was outside. 3 year anniversary was outside. 4 year, 5 year, 6 year, 7 year. All right, wait. I'm sorry. 4 year, 5 year, inside downtown. 6 year, 7 year, 8 years, 9 years, 9 years, inside upstairs. 10 years, still here, inside the house, where, sorry, that I usually film my vlog, mostly right here at home. But I can shoot it inside the house or outside the field, wherever you want. As long as I keep it positive. That's what I do. Always the positive. Hmm. Well, cheers to 10 years of Dan the Man's Weekly. So, but just to let you know, be tight. Just hang tight. Keep a lot. Keep on this light. And for I don't know how many nights. Well, minus the fight night last Saturday night. But I just want to let you know, I'm currently in developing the 10 year anniversary. So I did get a head start, all right. All I need to do is finish up the editing, but it's gonna be a while. But not sure when, but I need time. But could be some changes. Well, yeah, like I said, like I already announced, it's gonna be It's gonna be some changes. So we will keep you posted when the updates come available. So I think you guys sit down with me, and okay, now I gotta wrap this up. So sorry about that. All right, cheers to 10 years of Dan the Man's Weekly. All right, okay, guys, and now, oh, hey, can you still hear me?
Yes.
Okay, sorry, I don't know what happened. Okay, all right, but in the meantime, just follow me on Instagram. Get my latest episodes of Dan the Man's Weekly on YouTube. So I'll share some videos, some highlights, and some of the lost interviews. You guys gotta check it out. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and happy 10 years of Dan the Man's Weekly. And yes, we're still going on. After 10 a great year. All right, guys. Thanks, everybody. You have a great night, and keep on the light. Keep on the light. All right, Richie. Let's go ahead and call it a night.
All right, Dan, cool. You did a special episode today, man. Thanks for all that. I should have done this earlier in the show, but for those of you still in the Zoom room, I added a poll. I did mention it earlier, but I totally forgot to set it up. But yeah, if you guys have a chance, because I know a lot of people have left, but for the show, guys, thanks for tuning in. I know we're here every Monday, so if you were just here checking it out, let us know. Again, if you guys can like the video, share it with people, or even just like leave comments, all that stuff is engagement, and it helps pushes out the video to more people. Shout out to everyone who read today. Thank you so much. And again, we're here Monday, so if you didn't get to read today, we'll be back next Monday. The best way to probably get the sign up sheet is to check out our link tree. There's a option to subscribe. totally recommend it because that's the first place I put it out there in the world, the sign up sheet for every online mic. If not, you can also subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if you click on the bell for notifications, whenever we upload a new video, you'll be notified via your app or however you watch YouTube. And I always post the stream early on before we actually start it, so you can catch that as well. And you can find a link to sign up in the description. Otherwise, follow us on Instagram, Facebook. Lots of stuff going on this week. Tomorrow, we're at Rosewood downtown. I didn't get to ask if right work is happening. I didn't see a flyer or anything, so maybe we're off that day. But Jazz Around Town series at the Garrison. Come check out live music downtown. Thursday, Nitty Gritty at Keystone. Thursday, we're going to be at Old Sheepdog as well, so come say hi. Kid is hosting. Friday, Nitty Gritty is doing a showcase at Star City Studio. And Saturday, we've got the recovery mic that Liz Liano, aka the Lizard King, is hosting. That is a recovery mic, a sober mic at the Rio Grande Theater. It's a busy week, so hopefully we get to see you guys at one of those. For the online mic, we're gonna say good night. You guys hopefully have a great week, and we'll see you next time. Good night. Good night.